Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out VECHAIN's price chart. And I believe in the previous video we were right around here, and I said most likely in the short term we are going to see another move down, but what really matters is what's going to happen after it. Are we going to have a consolidation pattern or maybe a very strong move on the upside? Each of these scenarios can mean a very different thing. This was the topic of the previous video, and what happened? Unfortunately, we got a strong move down followed by a very slow and choppy correction. And well, according to what we said in the previous video, right in here you could have expected another move down in VECHAIN, and that pretty much played out. Question is, does this mean right now in VECHAIN we should probably look for some more downward price action? The answer is maybe, but I think we need to take everything step by step and see what is happening. First things first, I believe we can all agree this is a beautiful 1, 2, and probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down to about here, or maybe here, not really that important, into wave 3, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5. And let me ask you this, what happens after a 5 wave down, no matter whether we are bullish or bearish? If you are a regular viewer of the channel, you know the answer. We are going to have some sort of a move on the upside, and this is why we are getting this bounce. Now, in the short term, let's go on 5-minute time frame. Okay, and by the way, I want to be very clear, in my own time, I do not usually go on such lower time frames. This is just for the sake of educational purposes. So let's count some waves. I believe this is one correction for wave 2, and probably another 1 and 2 to about here, but on a lower degree relative to this one. 5 up into wave 3, correction for 4, another move into wave 5, which on a higher degree, it's going to be into this wave 3, followed by a correction probably to about this point, maybe in form of a triangular structure into wave 4, and this is yet another move on the upside into wave 5. Now, in the short term, I want to call for some more downward price action in VECHAIN. Why? Let's say, okay, we are probably in here a bit bullish. Even according to that scenario, after a 5 wave up, we are going to have, according again to the most bullish case, some sort of a deep move on the downside. Why is this most likely a deep move? Because let's say you want to argue this is the final low in VECHAIN. Okay, in that case, this is going to be 5 wave up into a wave 1, followed by a correction for wave 2. And let me ask you this, what is one very important characteristic of a wave 2? You know it, being quite a deep move down. So I want to say this move on the downside is going to continue for the next couple of hours. However, it's not all bad news. I believe there's a very high chance after this is over, we are going to see yet another move on the upside. This is, in my opinion, going to happen in the next potentially 12 to 24 hours. But this is not really the main point. The key is kind of here. What is going to happen when we get something like this? Are we going to have from here a strong move down in order to take this low? Or maybe instead we're going to do a correction and then we are going to have another move on the upside. If we get this, from my point of view, it is going to be a very, very bullish sign, indicating the low in VECHAIN is already in, because at that point we are able to clearly identify a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the other hand, if we get another move up and then a strong move down in order to take this low, at that point, odds of us finding an impulse in here are going to be like very, very limited, and we kind of have to consider this whole move up as an ABC zigzag, indicating our move down is unfortunately not over. So for now, let's focus on this move down and followed by another move on the upside, and then let's pay full attention to what is going to happen in here, because that is kind of, in my opinion, the key in the short term. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in VECHAIN. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.